Hey. Mob with N.O.R.E, boy. Gonna do this one time for the dog. Long live DMX. This is it right here, baby. About to be a rough ride. Get rich and die mobbing type shit. Yeah. Rap dog with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. I'm talking with the plug about the numbers on the unit. Got a spot OT from Hogan D, and it's booming, coming through like I do. You know, with all my shine on. Tell by my appearance that a nigga get it grind on. All white 114 in mix. Living violent, got me feeling 14 again. Got girlfriends that take trips on the Greyhound with a tan dog. And boomerang that catch when they touch down for the handoff. I'm hands on, shut them down, open up shop. Think I'm flipping, then get at me, dog. You know how I rock. I've been eating long enough, but I can't stop being greedy. I got divas trying to fuck and they can't stop being needy. For a rap dog, with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, my name, D-double-A, like what? I claim, N.O.R.E, for life. No more game, I was trying to play nice. Now, shit change, kill them broad daylight. What these niggas want, the drama then come and get it. Don't know what these bitches want, but they probably need the answer. Told these niggas from the jump, you falling, I catch you slipping. Don't know where I'm coming from, so how you gon' say I'm tripping? Where the hood at? I don't think they know who we be. Where my dogs at? See a pussy nigga show your teeth. I'm the rawest that you ever saw. Dog off the reservoir, pure breed for the teeth. Dog with no betting on. Rap dog, with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star, with the dog like I'm DMX. Got me blowing money fast. DMF, mom, make a pussy nigga bleed. DMX, you can check the game file, nigga PDF. Rap star.
Who up that get rich or die mobbing? Y'all started, man.
I'm a face slider, I don't wanna smoke with me. Got to drinking nothing in with me. If you step on me, a nigga OP. My ambition just I can't deny it. I'm a face slider, I don't wanna smoke with me. Got to drinking nothing in with me. If you step on me, a nigga OP. I'm already a stepper, so you ain't really gotta push me. I'ma slide on whoever I hear profession, nigga bully. Wanna get on my level, but they can't because they pussy. I don't fold under pressure, forever tethered to this bullet. Bow down bitches in the presence of this mob figure. All about the dollars cause they won't let the God nigga to be a mob. No, you gotta live by the code, even if it means sitting down for life, no parole. Cause mob niggas step on shit and slang white. Suckers play, they get hit up the same night. And you won't find a nigga live to show the opposition there ain't no competition. It's my ambitions as a slider. Deny it, I'm a face slider. You don't want no smoke with me. Got to drink it, nothing in with me. You step on me, a nigga OB. My ambitions as a slider. I can't deny it, I'm a face slider. You don't want no smoke with me. Got to drink it, nothing in with me. You step on me, a nigga OB. My ambitions as a slider.
Dog trying to be a rap star. I made a play with the heart, and granted I got charged. Born and bred the hustle, get it up out the gutter. I'm hardened by the struggle, so under pressure I ain't budging. Never been robbed, them pussies had to steal from me. What is this, some fake friend dirty? If it was real money, you ain't in the mob, but nigga, you in the fucking way. Chill with all them throwback pictures, go make another play. Tied to the street with my actions, this ain't the other day. Like your whole shit off the rip, won't get another day. Bitch, and you won't find a nigga wild. I show these little industry niggas they can get it. It's my ambitions as a slider.
Deny it, I'm a face slider. You don't want no smoke with me. Got to drinking nothing in with me. If you step on me, a nigga OP. My ambitions as a slider. I can't deny it, I'm a face slider. You don't want no smoke with me. Got to drinking nothing in with with me. When they step on me, a nigga won't be. My ambitions as a slider.
Yo, Grimy man, what up, bro?
Daylight. Mobbing on Earth, boy.
Down in the good old
Showtime.
Maryland, man.
Hey.
D-Mark got that heat.
Curtain call, let the show begin. I know it's hurting y'all the way I'm going in. I need a murder dog covered for the times I was killing shit and y'all ain't know it then. Working hard, long hours in the trap, in my bag like some dope again. It's that blue magic, no Nicky Barnes cut. Niggas know who I'm doper than. Everybody, old nigga, new nigga, only see a challenge in a few niggas. A lot of y'all can wipe the smile off your face on the mob. It ain't none of you niggas. I just put the switch on the new blicker. Rapid fire spitting, it's a boost nigga. 2 Street for a lot of you niggas. Hard knock life, body 2 jigger. Back on my shit again. Endurance, I tire him out like a Mitchell, and I'm about to put on that shit again. I was trying to be humble, but fuck it, I'm still a man. Don't rap like a kilogram. They finna spinners up top like a ceiling fan. I'm about to pop like a trigger man. From that hustling stock, so I'm more about my dividends. It's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga, pulling on the nigga. I should pull a Kevin, kick her in the titty. Nah, I'm being petty, baby, I'm just kidding. Going with your move, I ain't even tripping. I had groupie back when I was in the kitchen. Had 3 counted, catching what I'm pitching. Montana way, started with the dishes. Out of town played, not the pocket trip. Real G's round me, we don't do the fiction. Niggas rub me wrong, it gon' be some friction. It gon' be a spark, I'ma stand on business. Ain't no favorite I can stand them niggas, they gon' lay in dirt. Candlelight visuals, face on the shirt. Now you get the picture, Psalm 23. Now you get the scripture, homies, they gon' fly. They done got religion. I be outside, functioning with killers. Police outside, hunting for the dealer. Bitches mouth wide, hungry for a nigga. I ain't even dropped no money on the tigger. True player, I be turned with the ism. Bad bitches know the vibe I be giving. Fuck the haters and the lie they been telling. They'll make the news at noon 10 and 11. Showtime, it's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga, showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga.
Yeah. Hey man, Shay man, it's your boy DAA man, Daylight TV. Back at y'all with another Rise and Grind live show. Episode number 18. Today is Friday, July 25th, 2025. Yeah man, we on time today and shit, you know what I'm saying? Got some music in. So the tracks I played in the beginning were DMX record, which is out now, off of the first single off the Get Rich or Die Mobbing track, or mixtape. I actually got to get down to business and like planning the visuals out for this shit. I just been really wrapping up the final project and doing a couple of other cool things or whatever for the release. The second joint is also on the project. It's called Ambitions of a Slider. I flipped Tupac's Ambition of a Rider. I knew that, given some of my controversial comments about, pop, a lot of people probably didn't see that coming, but like I've always maintained, as much and I might have certain feelings or whatever about the way he carries certain things, still got music I like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at separating like the art. The only shit I don't be doing, like, I don't really like no rat ass niggas and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Stone Cold Rats and shit. I ain't rocking with that shit. Especially if you still gonna be up here talking that gangster shit. You know what I mean? But yeah. So first things first in the news. You know what I mean? First thing I think we need to cover is Hulk Hogan, man, wrestling legend, dead at the age of 71, bro. You know what I mean? Got the article here, of course, from TMZ Sports. So let's get into it, man. So, yeah, all right, it's good enough. You guys see it. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan had died at 71 years old. TMZ Sports headline. Medics were dispatched to the WWE Icon's Clearwater, Florida home early Thursday morning, with operators stating it was regarding a cardiac arrest. A video of the scene outside Hogan's residence shows responders desperately trying to save his life as he was transported to an ambulance. In the clip, several paramedics appear to be conducting chest compressions as Hogan is wheeled to the emergency vehicle. Cops tell us officials responded to the call at 9:51 a.m. Damn, dude, early in the morning. And Hogan was treated by Clearwater fire and rescue personnel before being taken to a nearby hospital. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. During the news conference Thursday afternoon, Clearwater Police Major Nate Burnside said the Hulk died at 11:17 a.m. before adding there are no signs of foul play or suspicious activity. Just a few weeks ago, Hogan's wife Sky, who he married in September of 2023, denied rumors he was in a coma, stating his heart was strong as he recovered from surgeries. We broke the story last month. There were rumblings Hogan was on his deathbed, but we were told at the time he was just dealing with the symptoms of a neck procedure he underwent in May. All right, now they got, hold on, because they said they had the cardiac arrest called in. Hold on.
Fire Attack Bravo, Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, cardiac arrest. Rescue 46, LR 45, Engine 46, Fire Attack Bravo.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, so
but they never said anything about adding to it. The Invesco QQQ.
They got a video up here of them trying to video. was trying to see.
Whatever it is.
All right, so that's them. Now this is the update from the police or whatever.
Income Advantage ETF. Access to the NASDAQ 100 now with added income. Before investing, carefully read and consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus at Invesco.com.
Just before 10 a.m. today, Clearwater Fire and Rescue, along with the Clearwater Police Department, responded to a house in the 1000 block of El Dorado Avenue for a medical-related call. It was discovered at that time Terry Bollea, also known as Hulk Hogan, was experiencing a serious medical-related issue. Personnel provided medical treatment at that time and transported Mr. Bollea to Morton Plant Hospital, where he died at 11:17 a.m. The Clearwater Police Department is conducting a death investigation, which is standard in these types of cases. There are no signs of foul play or suspicious activity related to this call for service at this time. Our personnel is providing the family with the necessary resources. I'm strongly encouraging everyone to keep the family in their thoughts and respect their privacy during this difficult time. We will not be answering any questions, but we will provide additional information when it becomes available. Any public records request should be filed through our public records section with the Clearwater Police Department. No records will be released today. Our thoughts are with the family, and again, we ask everyone to respect their privacy during this difficult time.
All right. So, yeah, man. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Naturally, yeah, dog. Bring that up like that real quick. Rest in peace, man. Hulk Hogan, dog. You know, had a hell of a run, legendary career, life. You know what I mean? And now, dog. He on his way to the big WrestleMania in the sky. Well, I mean, you know. So, yeah. Now there was some reaction or whatever. I got a clip here. TMZ now that we know it was a heart attack, because I wasn't really keeping up with Hulk. I didn't know if he was sick or something or whatever, like, you know. And I actually thought he might have been a little older than that. Real with you. You got Ric Flair. Weighing in on or you know, reacting or whatever to the loss. You know, Ric Flair and Hulk, legendary history. So yeah, let's get into it.
Rick, first of all, I am so sorry. This must hit you profoundly.
More than you'll ever know. People always wanted to paint us as enemies, but we were actually very, very close friends. And we kept it up with each other on a regular basis. So I just talked to Jimmy Hart yesterday, and he was fine. To have this happen is just horrible.
How did you get the news? I'm so sorry, Rick. I am so sorry.
Oh, I've gotten it from everybody. My phone won't stop. And that's a good thing, because everybody is saying something nice. When social media can be so cruel, in this case, everybody is saying something nice.
So you know, I knew him over the years, but not like
you, Harvey.
I really had a connection with this guy. I'm wondering what he meant to you. I mean, I want to hear your connection to him.
Well, we had magic. I mean, it wasn't like me and Steamboat, but we just had a chemistry that was, I felt like equal to me and Steamboat, but in a different way. And he was so over. I mean, when I went there in the 90s, I had never seen anything like it in my life. And the music started, and he came down the hallway, and I mean,
yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, like, I haven't been up on wrestling in a long time, like, you know what I mean, probably over a decade, longer maybe. But hey, man, Hulkamania in the 90s, like, I'm an 84 baby, so I even remember like wrestling in 88, 89 and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then going into the early 90s, the Razor Ramon era and all that, you know what I mean? Like, shit, everybody had a Hulk Hogan action figure, bro. Even if you just had the bootleg version from like the dollar store, like, you know what I mean? A little knockoff, you know, shit. Hold up. Got Visitors. My bad, y'all. Just switching some things around. Appreciate the love.
I would get him down for 2 minutes, and we'd have, it's just an unbelievable relationship. I mean, and I'll give you an idea of how much fun we had working together. If we were doing a dark match after TV, we would go and he'd say, room service, and throw me in, give me the boot, drop the big leg on me. We got back to the hotel for room service. I mean, that's how much fun we had working together.
So you guys were rivals in the ring. And I'm so curious about this. Did that ever kind of bleed out into real life, or were you always secretly friends?
Always friends. I'd be remiss to say I wasn't jealous that he was making so much more money than me, but it had nothing to do with him. it's just, I'm not going to bring up his name. It's the promotion just put me in a bad spot, but not with him ever. Are you kidding? I loved him. And
So he clearly talking about Vince McMahon or whoever. I mean, yeah, because I think Vince McMahon was running WWE and WCW at one point. Like he acquired all of them.
where we went, we drew money. It's just we had a connection, and since then we've done signings together and like the Hard Rocks, and I keep up with him. I've been out to his bar for karaoke, and I mean, it just, everybody wants to take a shot at Hulk, but he doesn't deserve it. People make mistakes, and who knows how that happened, but it's just it's unfair to judge anybody by, I mean, who would I be to judge anybody? I mean, really, who is anybody that's a celebrity to judge anybody? We've all made mistakes.
So the judgment and all of that I think he might be talking about is yesterday when news broke about the Hulk passing. I was on Clubhouse, and there's a lot of like how social media, like you said, can be super cruel. I mean, we seen what Gail King did to Kobe when he died, and so everybody brought up the fact that Hulk might have been racist or prejudiced toward minorities, particularly blacks, stemming from something that he said. I don't actually remember the comment, because like I told y'all, like in that era and up until I started doing YouTube and social media content, just being media, period. I didn't really keep up with who is dating who and like what the celebrity gossip is. Like, you know what I mean? If you were a movie star and I like your movies, I'm just waiting for the next movie. If you were a music artist, I'm just waiting for the next album to sing. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, I was one of those people to get, all past the little bullshit. Like, I wasn't into tabloids and all of that, especially the way they were back then. YouTube a little more entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, cause I think it's just in the journalist space, people are a little more unhinged because like they don't necessarily have any journalistic ethic. They just have some have an affinity for the truth. Some are just here for the views, like we talked about yesterday with Ford and Flacco, but that's another story. But yeah, that's what he's talking about, I'm pretty sure.
It's unfair to judge anybody by, I mean, who would I be to judge anybody? I mean, really, who is anybody that's a celebrity to judge anybody? We've all made mistakes.
So, I've talked to him over the years, and about his ups, of which there were many, and his downs, of which there were definitely some. Where was he at the end of his life in terms of his head? Where was Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea?
Well, I think he was doing great in it, but there's people that just, they take shots at Hulk, and they want to blame him for being protective of his position. But the young guys don't understand that back in the 80s, it wasn't as political as it is now, but you had to fight for your position. I mean, not fist fight, but in some cases even fist fight. But because everybody wanted to be you. Does that make sense?
It does. And you mentioned being political. He was political, I mean, he was, I believe, the star of the Republican National Convention last year. And that, look, we're a 50-50 country, divided. And he paid a price for that even when he showed up in the ring.
Yeah, well, you know what? One thing about Hulk, and I've never forgotten it. He used to say to me, it's not about who's the best worker, it's about who makes the most money. I hated that saying.
Well, what's interesting about that saying is that kind of applied to your relationship with him, that he made a lot more money than you, and that's what mattered to him, yet you never showed jealousy toward him.
No, I couldn't. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at the promotion. I'm not going to bring up any names because now it's not a time to blame anybody. But, you know, he with me, he knew that I wanted to work with him because that meant I was on top. And we had some fantastic dealings. The match with Shaquille O'Neal as special referee, and then the Halloween Happy.
Yeah, that was legendary. We were just talking about, I just posted something about Shaq. Speaking on Angel, the WNBA, y'all can go and check that out. But yeah, that was the legendary shit. Shaq was definitely the guest referee. Yo, Shaq an ill nigga, bro. For real, for real. Shaq did a lot of shit. That's why I think or whatever, when he was talking about doing the sports psychology thing or whatever, like that might be pretty dope.
I think were Tommy Hearns, Muhammad Ali, Sherry Martel. I mean, they're never going to be called classics, but they drew money, and we drew money. And the one thing that I said it publicly at the Garden one night, my son went to 6 rehabs, and my insurance didn't cover rehab, so Hulk lent me money one time to keep him in rehab and keep him off life support. So I've never forgot that. And I went to pay him back, and he said, "You never have to pay me back. I'm here for you."
Wow.
And then when I was dying in the hospital, I don't remember, but he was the first one there. So,
yeah. And you know it's crazy, like you said, in the ring they was rivals, like the Ric Flair Hulkamania shit, bro, was like, oh man, they had to be there. You know what I mean? They was in their prime, they was still, you know what I mean, young, putting it down. And it's crazy because even then, like they were like 40, bro, because she's thinking about like 30. 35 years ago, so yeah, bro, like shit. Yeah, they was like 30, they was like in their mid-30s, late 30s, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was electrifying, man. Bret Hart, like, you know what I mean? That was an era for wrestling.
How do you forget things like that?
So this is, you know, an hour after we broke the news. So maybe it's too early, but I'm going to try. He was a complicated man. What do you think his legacy is?
His legacy is he's arguably, along with Steve Austin, the biggest star in the history of wrestling. For his generations, he was light years ahead of me. I used to go back to Minneapolis to see my mom and dad, and they weren't part of the NWA. And it's one of the greatest things I ever remember. My dad would say to me, "Everybody knows who Hulk Hogan is. They don't know you." Okay, Dad.
Well, that's not true.
No, in Minneapolis, we didn't go there, you know. And
okay, but yeah, that's definitely not true, bro. Everybody go woo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ric Flair, man. They said something about Ric Flair being
Archie Bunker or whatever that shit is, something like that.
I mean, we met up on the road, and when we did, we always partied and had fun, and we competed. But the one thing that was a for sure factor is the building was full, and we had fun. We didn't have to talk about it for 3 hours. We knew what we were gonna do because we felt it.
I get it. Rick, look, I know this was really hard to come on this soon after the announcement, but we so appreciate it. And again, at least from me and from TMZ, our deepest condolences.
Well, thank you. I hope everybody just stands up and says, man, Hulk, you're the greatest. He made a lot of people a lot of money.
That he did.
So yeah, man. Again, I'm gonna say R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a legend. Definitely was a part of my childhood and billions of others. What for you, Hulk? And like I said, definitely everybody was not as somber, right? So we got this clip from Hype News, Roland Martin and other black people, black celebrities, I'm guessing, being brutally honest about Hulk Hogan. So we're gonna get into that because it wouldn't be daylight TV if we don't cover all that.
Reporting live from Hyper's Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Oliver. In what has become a tough week for 80s icons, the death of former WWF legend Hulk Hogan has added even more into the conversation. Hogan's death at the age of 71 due to cardiac arrest comes right after the deaths of Ozzy Osbourne and Malcolm Jamal Warner, wrapping up a shocking week in Hollywood. It seems like many social media users would offer their condolences upon finding out about the death of wrestling icon, while Black social media users would take the time to remind everyone of Hogan's controversial and sometimes labeled racist remarks, including political commentator Roland Martin. On Twitter, while several would mourn the loss of Hogan, including media personality Clay Travis, who wrote, "R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, I love this man," as he would share a brief video from last year's Republican National Convention where Hogan spoke and endorsed the then Republican nominee, Donald Trump. Roland Martin, who is a proud Democrat, would respond to Travis's tribute with a meme that would brutally align Hogan's passing with one of his most controversial moments. The meme that is currently circulating online features a quote from Hogan about his daughter having a black boyfriend. It reads, I'd rather if she was gonna F some N-word. I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist, F and N-word. Now, Martin would caption that meme with "same guy." Interesting enough, that rant would take place in Hogan's infamous sex tape.
Yeah, so that's what he said. I never even knew, like I said, I never even followed like the statement. I know he said something or that. I just remember the news kind of saying that he disapproved of his daughter dating a black guy. I never got like the verbatim, quote. That's crazy. Yeah, that
where he can be heard talking about his daughter, Brooke Hogan, dating a black man. When the rant first was made public in 2015, WWE would terminate his contract, scrubbed him from several online platforms, including removing his profile from the alumni section on its website and removing merchandise. Now, this would cause Hogan to.
Damn, so this shit really got deep. I wasn't even following the rest of this shit. The last time I was really watching wrestling was definitely like about over 20, 25 years ago. X-Pac was still telling me to suck it. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that shit all went down like that.
Apologized after receiving backlash in a statement that read, 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There was no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. This is not who I am. I believe very strongly that every person in the world is important and should not be treated differently based on race, gender orientation, religious beliefs, or otherwise. I am disappointed with myself that I used language that is offensive and inconsistent with my own beliefs. Now, when it came to social media, specifically Black social media users, they didn't seem to be fazed by the news of Hogan's passing like they were recently with Malcolm Jamal Warner. In fact, many would use the opportunity to joke about how unbothered.
I'm trying to figure out how to like, oh, they using this shit. So look, this picture, I thought it was an actual post from Fendi. So this picture was a Fendi going to a funeral of somebody who he had issues with, an op, for lack of a better term. And he went to the funeral to make sure the nigga was dead. And then he posted that picture. That picture. Basically saying that he just had to come and check and make sure that he was dead. But like, he ain't give a fuck. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. Yo, the internet is undefeated, bro. Like, it don't matter who you are, what you did. Like, if them niggas can pick at something, they gonna do
it. They were.
Yeah, so Hulk Hogan passed this morning, 71 years old, cardiac arrest. And niggas immediately go to the timeline talking about rest in peace. I hope you rotting in hell, you racist piece of shit. Do all this old crazy, hateful shit. So I asked myself, what the did Hulk Hogan do that was so racist that you would wish a man rot in hell or rest in peace on the day he died? What he said, because we all say some racist shit. Even us niggas say racist shit. What did he do that was so racist that you would wish the worst on the man the day you die? Do you want my saying that shit about you? Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Out of all the shit you wishing on him for what he said.
As some may know, Booker T and Hogan both performed for wrestling organizations.
Now, I'm not going to lie. That's what I was saying on Clubhouse yesterday, right? We've all said some shit, you know what I mean, like about other races or people of other gender orientations, certain religious groups, and say that we're justified because of the history we might have with those groups and all of that. And I'm a firm believer in terrorism is in the eyes of those being harmed, right? Now, we understand slavery and the history of all of that or whatever, like, we're past that. The white people who are alive today, even though they benefit from white privilege, they did not own any plantation, they did not sell on boats, you know what I mean? And the people, whatever, who are going on about slavery, whatever, never pick cotton. Not to say that we're supposed to forget history, you know what I mean, or not acknowledge the fact that there's still racism that exists, you know what I mean, in our society today, and bigotry and all that, whatever you want to call it. But it's like everybody is guilty of it. And if anybody knows that, my albino ass know that. Because I've had everybody, you know, somewhat prejudiced for me for no other reason, including my own black people. So I just know that nobody's above this shit, you know what I mean? And sometimes people will say shit, you know, in the moment, based on how they feel or whatever the situation is. And, you know, that's how it goes. Let's see, you know what I mean, what else other people got to say or whatever. See if they get any comments from any black wrestlers.
As some may know, Booker T and Hogan both performed for wrestling organization WCW in the past. In fact, a widely shared clip of a WWE promo shows Booker accidentally calling Hogan the N-word.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
I should point out for the record.
According to the New York Post, in a different radio interview, Hogan...
Oh, look, I seen that clip with that ass. I never knew that that's who that was directed at. I thought it was another black wrestler or something like that. But when I was on Clubhouse yesterday and we was talking about Hulk Hogan, one of the older homies and shit out of Chicago, with, you know, with the big wrestling fan and everything like that, still to this day, was saying how, you know, Hulk Hogan advocated for a lot of black wrestlers like Booker T and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Like, to kind of get more light, you know, highlighting that they were, you know, how dope they was. So, I mean, I don't know, if you sided or whatever and shit like that. So if he was actually out here advocating for black wrestlers in a business that was known to be, you know, racist, you know what I mean, like, or at least show favoritism or whatever to white wrestlers over, you know, minority wrestlers. And then he just got that one situation. He said it wasn't in a professional context. It was actually just became his brother. It's like, what outweighs the fact that they like $1 or the fact that, you know, he said if he basically said like if his daughter was gonna deal with, I mean, he used N-word, that was the problem. I'm wondering if he would have said if he dealt with, if she was gonna be with somebody black, he would prefer that she be with someone black successful. But then the question is, are you with your daughter dating somebody white trailer trash? You know, it gets muddy. That's why you gotta be careful what you say sometimes. Then, you know, especially if that's not really your belief system. You know what I mean? Like, but then I'm pretty sure now, because he went to the Republican National Convention, anything that stands next to Trump considered racist, even if it's another black person.
Hogan would admit past stories of him saying the N-word around other black wrestlers. He would say, they're calling me N-word. And then I started saying it, you know, I always said it. But now all of a sudden I get heat when I said it. So how do you feel about social media's response around the passing of Hulk Hogan? Do you think it's fair to bring up one of Hogan's lowest moments amongst the condolences? Let's talk about Hogan.
Yeah, they had this picture or whatever, but they had one of instead of Leonardo DiCaprio, it was him holding Hulk Hogan or whatever and shit. See it right out. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna sit here and go through all of these, but this was one of the memes or whatever that they had of I guess saying like all the black people who were saying R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan passed away. This shit crazy. Naked. But, yeah, that's that, man. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Feel me? Next up, we got GLORILLA. So, reports say, this is according to people.com. Yo, people, my people. GLORILLA arrested for alleged felony drug possession in Georgia after police respond to burglary attempt at her home. All right, so let me there's on the screen, so y'all follow along with the boy. Yeah. Oh. All this good ad shit. The rapper was arrested on July 22nd after police allegedly found marijuana and a controlled substance in her home while responding to reports of a burglary. GLORILLA was arrested on felony drug charges after police in Georgia allegedly discovered marijuana and a controlled substance in her home while responding to a burglary attempt. The 25-year-old rapper voluntarily turned herself in to the Forsyth County Jail on Tuesday, July 22nd, according to a statement provided to people by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office. Her arrest comes after police responded to calls regarding a break-in at her home in the early hours of Sunday, July 20th. The call came at 1:30 a.m. and was in response to a burglary in progress. It was reported that 3 suspects had entered the home and were in the process of stealing items when an armed occupant fired at the intruder. The police statement read, "The suspects fled the scene, and it does not appear that any of them were struck. No injuries were reported among the home occupants." Glorilla, real name Gloria Hallelujah Woods, was not present at the time of the attempted break-in. Police were unable to locate the suspect. However, a thorough investigation was conducted due to the nature of the incident. While on scene, deputies detected a strong odor consistent with illegal narcotics. As a result, the Lonier Regional Drug Task Force was contacted and responded to the residence, police said. After obtaining a search warrant, a significant amount of marijuana was located in Glorilla's master bedroom closet, police reported. The musician was charged with felony possession of marijuana and possession of Schedule 1 controlled substance after turning herself into custody. Glorilla was released on a $22,260 bond. Authorities confirmed that an investigation into the burglary is still active and ongoing. Sheriff Ron Freeman commented on the case in the statement, nothing that Glorilla is... Sheriff Ron Freeman commented on the case in the statement, noting that Glorilla is a victim of a serious crime and we are committed to bringing the suspect to justice. He continued adding, at the time, we must continue to uphold and enforce the law in all aspects of this case. Rep for Glorilla did not immediately respond to people's request for a comment. News of her arrest comes over a year after Glorilla was arrested on DUI charges in Shawnee, Georgia in April of 2024. Damn, okay. So, So yeah, they might have she probably won't go to like the pen or nothing. You know, it ain't like nothing like that. But they might and she wasn't operating the vehicle, so like the circumstances of the shit is a little different. But they'll probably definitely have her take some kind of like drug counseling program or something like that. The felony possession is probably just because of the amount of marijuana that she was found with. So it probably had a damn pound in there or some shit. She liked smoke. But I think, you know, once they, you know, get it down to where it's like personal usage and everything like that, and there's no intent to she should be good. The Schedule 1 substance like marijuana, I believe, is still, even though it's like legalized or whatever, I believe it's still listed as the Schedule 1 narcotic. Let me check. Is marijuana still considered a Schedule 1 narcotic? Yeah, so marijuana, cannabis is still classified as a Schedule 1 controlled substance under federal law, according to the Drug Enforcement Administration. This classification means that has no currently accepted medical use in the United States. Yeah, so pretty much, even though it's like legal, like recreationally in a lot of states now, and people will say like, oh, it helps with my pain and all this other shit, it hasn't been recognized by the medical board, you know what I mean, as that. So you can still be criminalized for it and having a certain amount without you know, certain certifications or licenses. So yeah, man, she out on bond or whatever, you know, the lawyer will probably, you know, just keep, you know, keep the shit rotating. Shout out to Glow. Next up, we have so we got N.O.R.E and Stephen A. Smith. I mean, not Stephen A. Smith. We got N.O.R.E and Stephen Jackson. Stack 5, you know what I mean? I guess War the podcast and everything. Recently, N.O.R.E made a statement saying that there were only 3 podcasts that like really matter. Drink Champs, Joe Budden podcast, and $1 Million Worth of Game, Gilly and Wallow, right? And naturally, all the people in the podcast space has something to say or whatever and shit. So we're gonna get into this story and see what they talk about. I ain't even know the problem.
So it's looking like Steven Jackson had a lot to say, man. Steven Jackson had one on his Instagram, and he started calling people out. A lot of his fans were chiming in on the topic as well. They were name dropping, and Steven Jackson was responding to it. And I would like to highlight that for you guys today. So let's get right into this clip of Steven Jackson calling out everybody with podcasts now. The nerve of Steven Jackson. He's acting like he's the first guy to start a sports podcast. Be sure to stick around after the clip because I got some more commentary. Let's check out this clip right here. Here's the video.
Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for staying down. Thank y'all for being genuine supporters. Not just for all the smoke during my basketball career and all that, because what we worked for and where we wanted to be in this space, all the dues we paid, all the trend setting we done, it paid off. It paid off. So we finna really go up for y'all. I'm talking about live, crazy live shows. We talking about live shows where you could smoke and enjoy the show with us. You know what I'm saying? That's what we on our way to. We on the way to some different shit, man. And if anybody try to do it, they gonna copy us like they've been copying all the other stuff we started. Yeah, I said it. Now don't let me pop my collar right quick. Yeah, I can flex right quick. It's a lot of shit that everybody do on their podcast that they stole from us, that we started. Yeah, let's keep it funky. Let's keep it funky. See, they don't want us to start talking like that. They don't want, you know, we getting the big bucks, so we got to be humble. So we gonna stay humble. But just know we know. Just know we know who started this shit.
All right, so I've definitely seen episodes of All the Smoke podcast. I'm aware of them, but you know, I'm very observant, so I'm aware of a lot of things that most people are aware of. If we're talking about, because this is between N.O.R.E and Stack 5, what did N.O.R.E copy from Stack 5? Because N.O.R.E even admit that he got the game or whatever and shit from Tack Stone. I think Tack Stone got the real godfather, like to me, like the originator of like podcasting in the hip hop space with Combat Jack. Rest in peace. Because he was on that podcast shit earlier. Nobody even understood what the hell was going on. Like they thought Combat Jack's on the radio. Because the way the little mics and everything is in there. But yeah, bro. Like, so I don't know what this is talking about.
Yeah. The only people I'm gonna give props to besides myself and Matt, is Q and Knucklehead Podcast, Q and D Miles. That's the only people I salute that started this shit. My brothers Q and D Miles. You know, everybody else you gotta pay homage. Everybody. That's including everybody else. Your favorite.
When did Drink Champs podcast begin? All right, so that started in 2016. When did Steven Jackson's All the Smoke podcast begin? All right, so Steven Jackson's All the Smoke podcast hosted by Matt. Okay, the All the Smoke podcast hosted by Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson began on October 8, 2019. They initially didn't have a clear plan, just freestyling as they described it. So, all right. So how did y'all start in there? We're talking about sports in particular. And so at that point, if we're taking a shot more so, I'm wondering how N.O.R.E comes into this. Because if we're talking about sport, then you got like Cam and Mace, but let's see.
Player, whoever you think, yeah, that's all of them. All y'all need to pay homage. Yeah. But I'm gonna leave it there. I ain't gonna pop my collar off because I still got a wedge, on my jacket. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so that's the clip of Steven Jackson calling everybody out, right? And remember, he did the same thing to Shannon Sharpe, turned his back on Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe gave them an interview a couple of years ago, which is one of their most viewed interviews on that channel on All the Smoke. And then out of nowhere, Steven Jackson just flipped the script once. Shannon Sharpe went viral with the Cat Williams interview. Now, I did videos covering that and breaking everything down, how Steven Jackson turned his back on Shannon Sharpe. If you missed that, I'll have the link to that down below. But I just want to share that with you guys just to show you how much Steven Jackson has been going off on other podcast platforms, calling everybody out, right? So I guess N.O.R.E caught wind of that, and he had addressed it on Jadakiss and Fat Joe's podcast, guys. So I would like to highlight that clip, and then I'll be right back with some more commentary. Here's a clip right here.
There you made a comment, you said, the only podcast that matters is Drink Champs, Joe Button, and $1 million worth of game.
That hurt you?
No, it never hurts me because I do a lot of hurt him that he don't ever get hurt, so I can't get hurt.
Right.
We can't even each other.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, we can't.
But what I'm saying is I've seen a lot of other podcasts, Steve Jack, this is my brother, a bunch of them put in work. A lot of guys are doing their thing.
I feel like Steve Jackson's a hater.
No.
This is his second time. This is his second time hating on me. Like,
because he been doing. You see, you got to understand.
I thought we was all family.
We are.
I thought so too. Like, and if he.
But what? Well, that because like I said, initially I started thinking like maybe he just means sports podcast, and I was starting to think maybe he was taking a shot at Cameron and Mace. That's more so in his arena. But if he's talking about podcasts in general, that nigga tripping.
If he had a problem, he should have handled that. You know what I mean? But I seen him a couple times, like, and he didn't say nothing to me, and I didn't say nothing to him. But it wasn't no beef. What happened?
I believe he was talking to the statement like they putting in work in the podcast. It's a lot of guys, Carmelo. There's a lot of different guys putting in a lot of work. Yeah. When you just say, "Yo, we the three that matter." Everybody else who don't put it, us, we don't care. We just new in the game, and I don't give a anyway. So I'm different. But is there any way to say, all right, why did you come up with that decision?
I don't know.
He was feeling
it's actually the truth. But it's the truth when they say like this. When it comes to hip hop podcasts, we led the way. 1,000,000%. All right, who invented the podcast space, period? It's Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds. Anybody, we all owe them a check.
Gotta give Ice-T some credit too.
No, I'm getting there. Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds. That's the first podcast ever, right? Then you got...
I want to say... Hold on a second. Let's see. When did Combat Jack start his podcast? All right. So the Combat Jack founded his podcast, the Combat Jack Show, in August of 2010, right? When did Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sound start their podcast? Oh, shit. Hold up. Okay. Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sound started their hip-hop podcast, One Ep is Life. It said One Ep is Life in 2007. According to Peter Rosenberg, they started the podcast to get to know each other better and work out their chemistry as they will put together the work on what would eventually become a morning show. Oh, shit, okay. Damn, all right. So Peter Rosenberg, let me find out. See, I learn something new every day. That's crazy. Shout out to Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sound. Cypher don't get gashed.
You got to come to Artist Podcast. First Artist Podcast was Ice-T, right? Then after that, this was a nerd space.
Combat Jack.
Combat Jack, yes. Combat Jack.
My man in jail, on Nerd.
Yeah, no. No, but what I'm saying that overall, that's what it was for. This was like a nerd space. What I'm trying to say, of course, other podcasts matter. Of course, I'm on this show. I'm doing other shows. Of course that. But what I'm saying is, who led the way in this podcast?
It's the golden era.
Yes,
I feel in hip hop. Yes, it's LL Cool J. It's Salt and Pepper.
If I say that, if I say something like I'm the best, and you offended, what does that mean about you? I'm saying this is my. I monkey foot this game. I got the viewers every single month.
All the best.
I don't have to clout chase.
No, you guys are the best.
I don't have to clout chase.
All the kids.
I don't have to diss other podcasts. What I was trying to say was that's the podcast that matters in this milestone at this moment. At this moment leading up. Now, of course, there's going to be other people. Of course, there's going to be other people.
Okay, so that's N.O.R.E calling out Steven Jackson on Jadakiss and Fat Joe's podcast, right? And I like the fact that N.O.R.E called him out by name instead of doing the subliminal stuff like Steven Jackson has been doing for the past couple of years. So N.O.R.E said he put a name on it, like.
Yeah, well, that's one thing about N.O.R.E. I mean, hey, look, shit is out there. Like, it's already been addressed by them. But, N.O.R.E said it himself. But, like, for a shooter, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was one of them active niggas. Going to juvenile and shit like that or whatever. Pop nigga like 13, 14 and shit. That's where he met Capone and, eventually CNN was born from that shit. So it's like, this is a nigga, like, he's even said that E Moneybag actually bought him his first pair of Timbs, as I covered in the E Moneybag story. So, like, N.O.R.E ain't mentioned no words for no nigga, and he ain't, you know what I'm saying, like, damn sure ain't finna like be with the sneak dissing or whatever and shit. He a cool nigga. He be chilling now, doing the podcast, whatever, doing the marathons and all that shit, but still N.O.R.E,
You've been sneak dissing for quite some time now. You keep saying, oh, podcast is like this and like that, and oh, they drink and stuff. Just Stack 5, he always throwing shade at people. And about time somebody called him out on that, because I hate when people call people out, but they don't put a name on it, because then now, YouTubers, as bloggers or whatever you want to call us, we have to put a name to it. And then people will be like, oh, y'all stirring the pot. He didn't say this person's name. He didn't say that person's name. Well, N.O.R.E put a name on it. He called out Steven Jackson. And yeah, man, Stack 5 has been throwing a lot of shade and hate at people for absolutely no reason at all because all of these other podcasts have been successful. You don't see Steven Jackson saying salute to these podcasters. He's always throwing shade at everybody that has surpassed him. That Steven Jackson wanted some drama.
Yeah, that's just commentary, but so yeah, that's that. In the space of hip hop and beef and all that, so you love to hear his story.
Thank you, baby.
Yo, was Fat Joe there when?
So we got, like I said, you love to hear his story again and again. But how he was packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back. Yeah, like we all know the story about who kid, supposedly getting kidnapped. That's funny. Who kidnapped? Who kidnapped? He got who kidnapped? By Big Pun and some Terror Squadians. Now, I always thought that this situation or whatever was behind the 50 Cent How to Rob record. It might be too. You understand what I'm saying? But what I did kind of forget was there was a beef between Fat Joe and Jay-Z. Right? Well, Terror Squad and Rockefeller for real. The quick roundabout story is somebody who was affiliated with Terror Squad had booked Jay-Z to do a show. This is early in his career because the show price for Jay at the time was only $15,000, right? So he booked Jay or whatever to perform at Club Carbon. Club Carbon would eventually go on, it's now Terminal 5, but before that, it was Club Exit. You know what I mean? It had been a couple of other, like that shit had a couple names. But when I first started going there, when I was too young to even be in there, it was Club Exit. And that's where I seen Dago Calderon for the first time. I seen Sean Paul was there, I believe. And that was during the Puerto Rican Day Parade. '03. I was legal by then, but I had already been like kind of in that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was underage and shit. So anyway, Jay was booked to perform there. Supposedly he either didn't show up or refused to perform because they couldn't agree on something with the money or whatever. I don't know, maybe it was like a back-end situation, who knows, right? So when they left, it caused like a little friction, and there's mixed accounts about people getting hit in the head with bottles. You know what I mean? Some people saying that niggas from Rockefeller like hitting Terror Squad niggas in the head with bottles. Some people were saying that Pun himself hit Jay-Z in the head with a bottle. You know what I mean? But there have been interviews or reports or whatever from Pun's wife and Cuban Link, who we'll get into whatever, because he got a story related to the whole beef, saying that Jay-Z wasn't actually there when the whole melee took place or whatever, when they were leaving out of the back of Carbon. You get what I mean? So that shit led to, I believe, Sauce Money ended up dissing Fat Joe at Terror Squad or whatever, and then Jay might have said something, and basically it ended up on a mixtape. And when that happened, well, I'm gonna let Who Kid tell the story from there.
Yeah, back then there was no cell phones, so they
Back you, baby.
Yo, was Fat Joe there when that whole kidnapping happened too?
No, Fat Joe wasn't there.
Okay.
I know Envy. I think Envy had it mixed up. It was Pun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
did they really kidnap him?
Hell yeah, I was in the car and everything. Like,
where did they snatch you up at?
This shit's crazy, man. Because back then there was no cell phones, so they paged the beeper. You know what I'm saying?
Which means there was no cell phones.
There was like payphones.
You didn't have a cell phone.
Well, yeah, you a rich nigga, man. I had a Honda Accord with the lights that went up at that time.
I had one of those. I had a gold one. I had a gold one. I had to go with the pop-up lights.
You see me rolling up, I said,
I had a cell phone way before I was even.
See what I'm saying?
Bro, you've been rich a long time. He's been selling candy since he was in school. My man Shannon said he would buy candy and sell pieces of candy to niggas.
This nigga had the brick.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That candy shit was like, I feel like that's how you know who gonna be like the little entrepreneur in it, right? Because I damn sure had developed a little candy hustle and everything like that, where I would buy the little box of fruit snacks and it was like 12 of them. Some would have like 10, whatever. And so what I would do is I might pay like $2 for the box. And then I sit here and sell each little pack of the fruit snacks and shit for like 50 cents. So depending on like if it was 10 or 12, I mean like $5, you know what I mean, $6 a thing. Like, you know, I'm a little kid. Like, I'm not even double digits yet, I think. And I'm just like kind of playing with that. And it wasn't like something that was just always consistent, but it was just one of those things like I wanted to get a little action figure or like X-Men trading cards or arcade money and shit. That was just like a little extra. I could stay longer and play the games and all that shit. So yeah, man, like that was just a thing or whatever, like common, I think. It was that pack and bag. I never really got into the pack and bag thing. I did it once and like sat down or whatever and shared the Western beef back when they would let me do that. You know what I mean? To do that shit for tips. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, old school hustle shit, man. It's how you learn how to, you know, make a couple dollars for yourself, man.
Phone, like the shit with the wire, like, walking around and shit. Like this nigga, it's corporate nigga right here, man. But wait till you hear the end of this story because Clue is involved with this kidnapping thing.
What?
So,
No.
How
you mean saying what I do?
You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. So yeah, so I you know, back then I got paged. So this nigga Pun, I didn't know I was talking to Pun the whole time. I thought I was talking to a club promoter. So in Jamaica Avenue, I forgot the name of the club, but Flex would DJ at this spot. But I opened for Flex that day. So
Trafalgar Square, probably.
Yeah, I think it was like one of those like Jamaican spots, but they do hip hop shit in.
Q Club.
That's where Uncle Lou got head or whatever.
So
No. What was the club across from the bus station right there? Across from the bus station.
The purple shit.
Yeah,
was it Mystics or something? Mysteries?
Something like that.
It was a huge giant
Mysteries, I think.
Yeah, Uncle Lou, he went viral. He got head.
It was Trafalgar Square.
That's Trafalgar Square.
That was Luke's famous joint at Trafalgar Square.
He sold everywhere. Yeah, so they used like the part where I opened for Flex as a connection to Lie to make me meet them in Harlem. So I had to meet him at, you know, at what's the famous spot in Harlem?
Apollo.
So I was like, all right, I get to Apollo with my Honda Accord. I know y'all niggas laughing. So I get there, and then I had two niggas with me. Shout out to Blinton and Buff, niggas from Little Jamaica. So I you know, they brought the little burner. We didn't trust Harlem dudes, so I wasn't going for that reason. The nigga was like, yo, we'll pay you $1,000 a DJ. Back then, I was like, what? So I didn't want them to call the manager I had at that time. So I just took it. Yeah, I was
That's
fucking.
wild.
That's what I get, right?
$200? Managers, I told y'all, you know, yo, I'm a manager. I told y'all it's a hard job.
Like 2,000 back then.
Your man, you working hard for it. It's like I'm not.
I see that shit.
Thank you, baby.
When you did the big record, Realist, and because that right there hit the internet and the world different.
Yeah, you got something to do with that too. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, baby.
Yo, was Fat Joe there when that whole kidnapping happened too?
No.
Apollo.
So I was DVD sold everywhere. Yeah, so they used that.
Oh, the purple shit.
Yeah,
was it Mystics or something?
Nah, all right, I had to bring it back up. But nigga, damn.
Mysteries?
Something like that.
It was a huge giant
Mysteries, I think.
Yeah, Uncle Luke, he went viral. He got head.
It was Trafalgar Square.
That's Trafalgar Square.
That was Luke's famous joint at Trafalgar Square.
DVD sold everywhere. Yeah, so they used like the part where I opened for Flex as a connection to Lie to make me meet them in Harlem. So I had to meet him at at what's the famous spot in Harlem?
Apollo.
So I was like, all right, I get to Apollo with my Honda Accord. I know y'all niggas laughing. So I get there, and then I had two niggas with me. Shout out to Blinton and Buff, niggas from Little Jamaica. So I they brought the little burner. We didn't trust Harlem dudes, so I wasn't going for that reason. The nigga was like, yo, we'll pay you $1,000 a DJ. Back then, I was like, what? So I didn't want them to call the manager I had at that time. So I just took. I was
That's
fucking.
wild.
That's what I get, right?
$200? Managers, I told y'all get a hard. Yo, I'm a manager. I told y'all it's a hard job.
So yeah, that was what I was saying. Like this nigga trying to like not pay the manager nigga and deal with the situation himself or whatever to keep from giving the nigga $200 and got his ass kidnapped. See what happened when you be trying to be like shady, but hey, shady Bill. Shady ass nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? This nigga who kid, bro.
Then you working hard for it. It's like, I'm not going to call him. I'm going to go get the money. But that's what he's supposed to get.
Yeah, I learned the hard way, man. So I get there, and then the nigga I'm talking to, which was Pun, was not there. So I jump out, and they make me wait. So I go to a payphone. I call the same number on my beeper, put the quarters in. I call the nigga. So this time, I was always known to curse out promoters. Like, fuck y'all niggas up, fuck you in here, boy. Like, so he's like, Pun is doing banned from TV music video. So the only reason he knew that the diss record was on there, somebody brought the shit and it was like N.O.R.E, Nas, everybody's in this video shoot. So he's trying to speed the video shoot to come meet me at Apollo. That's the only reason he wasn't there on time. So
he was trying to get there.
He's like, yo, this nigga just cursed me out. Who is this guy? So hurry up with this shit. Hurry up with the video, man. So N.O.R.E's like, what the fuck? So N.O.R.E don't know what the fuck is going on. I finally just chilled for a little bit. Then this Benz come with two Puerto Rican niggas in the car. So then I'm like, oh shit, this gotta be.
I see how I connected that. Well, he clipped, he stacked 5, hung with that boy video shoot. Lead into the whole, doing that. Not connected, nigga.
Them, because he said he's coming with a Benz. So I get out, and then the Puerto Rican kid was like, ooh, kid. So I was like, oh shit, yo. So I told my boys, yo, let's go get this money, because I'm gonna give them weed money. And they didn't want
the $200 you're gonna get your manager, you gonna get to your niggas.
So, yo, look, this is crazy, man. These niggas mapped the shit out so perfect that they made me go to a cul-de-sac, like around where, I don't know, where them, it was crazy. It's like,
in Harlem.
Yeah, it's like a cul-de-sac. So it's one building and two buildings on the side, but there's only one way in. But what they did is they went to the right, and then I had to park to the left. In the middle is a souped-up van, but Flex was known to have that car show, so I thought Flex was in it. It had rims, had like fire logos on the van. So I thought Flex was waiting for me in the van. But the way I parked, I had to go around the car. So I told niggas to wait, let me go get this money, chill. So I'm really not feeling like I'm being like violated or nothing. So I get out, but when I got out, I see a Puerto Rican nigga sitting on the bench. I see another part. I was like, yo, Flex, we hanging with mad Puerto Rican niggas. What the fuck is going on? So I'm like, since when, right? So I get closer. So the way the van is hooked up, the side door.
Yo, this nigga Flex be with mad Puerto Rican niggas. I mean, he is from the Bronx. But I Pun, you know what I mean, and Joe. So, he could have thought. But then, nigga, I would have seen the plot. Like, that would have probably been a little too, I don't know. With them terror squad niggas, cool.
is on the other side. So the van blocked my nigga's view. So they mapped it out. So while I'm there, I see the door start sliding open. I see a silhouette, and it's like big fat silhouette. I'm like, damn, this nigga, I thought it was Big Cap or something. I was like, yo, Flex Game Man weight or something? I know he was a little chubby and shit. So I'm like, yo, so I get closer and closer, and right when I see his pun, I'm like, oh shit, his pun. And in my head, I'm like, you know, the mixtape, when you're like scared for your life, you're like, maybe it's not about the tape. So I put my hands up to give the nigga a pound. And then I was like, oh shit, yo, pun, what up? I put my hand up, and the nigga said, I don't even know how you guys hands behind his head. Like, he's like, yo, man, come inside, I want to talk to you. I was like, hell no, I ain't coming in there, man. So I tried to back up. So you know when you back up, you know, hands go down. So I'm trying to back up so my friends could see me in the car to see that I'm having some kind of issue. So my hands go down, and I backed up. They thought that I had a gun, because remember, I just cursed them out on the phone. So they probably thought I was a crazy nigga, but I'm really not. I'm just like I closed my eyes when I backed up. Bro, all I saw was like, everybody pulled out on me. I closed my eyes, I opened it, I was in the van. That's how fast I was in the van. I'm like this, I was in the van.
Oh, shit.
And then in the van, I had to kneel because you can't stand in the van.
Well, he was used to that from...
Yeah, I know from my dad.
Oh my God, dog. He said, everybody whipped out. He said he closed his eyes. Like, I guess he thought he was going to die. They would stay in bed. He said as fast as he closed his eyes and opened them, that nigga was already in the bed. Yo, this nigga really got snapped, bro. The terror squad was really out here terrorizing shit.
Yeah, Tupac. Yeah.
Training day.
Yeah. Training day. Yo, and then so...
Crazy.
And then my dumb ass, you know, he would understand this. We always carry tapes promotional to get gigs or whatever. So if you meet like a nigga with money or you meet like a promoter, you always have a cassette tape.
Because your numbers on it and everything, you like it, boom.
That tape is the beef song is on that tape. So I'm kneeling, and then he's like, you know, talking Spanish with his boys or whatever, and then I'm like, yo, am I gonna get killed for a fucking song? What the fuck going on here? I'm just like talking to myself, like, so he's like, nah. So when I get up, the tape falls out on the floor, and that's where I hear Bad Bunny remix, all kinds of shit, man. Niggas was yelling at me in Spanish. Yo, I was like, yo, I'm screaming with them, like, yo. This was like a fucked up movie. I never told everybody exactly like the scenarios in there. So then he, for some reason, Pun says he's yelling at his nigga, and he told the nigga to shut the door. And then I get up, and then I sat like kind of like this in the corner. And he was just like telling me how, you know, the song that's on my tape. It's so funny because Splash gave me that song, but none of y'all niggas played it. I was the only nigga that played that song.
Oh, shit.
I
Yo,
got a bunch of them songs.
Yeah,
like that.
I felt like I was set up or something. Like, Debbie didn't play it. No.
So basically, somebody gave the nigga this record or whatever that was going at Fat Joe. And the motherfucker said, the nigga said, we ain't say. But like, I guess all the DJs got it, but nobody played it because they probably knew there was gonna be some shit behind it. And this nigga is the only one that played it. And I guess at the time, he was the least known, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he's just looking for any exclusive to build the shit. Like, he was making his waves, he had the connections and shit, but this shit crazy. The Clue was the nigga.
I was the only nigga with it. So the thing is like, I guess the game world was like laughing that he didn't respond. And I think somehow Sauce Money, the middle finger you, was part of that shit. And then he knew that I had nothing to do with it because he saw my Honda Accord with the lights up.
Yeah,
so he knew I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, he said, I know you trying to hustle and you putting these shits out, you leaking, going crazy. Because I put out the beef tapes back then. You know what I'm saying? Everything was beef. So that's another thing. I had to go against this guy. Like, this guy had exclusives. I had to create like a concept so people could buy this tape. Like, you know, I would call now and say, yo, Prodigy just dissed you. What? Then Prodigy do a song, then I go pick it up. Like, you know, like I'm the king of like, yo, I think that nigga just played you, dog. What? Yeah, niggas go to the studio.
So you was Don King of the.
Man, I was getting everybody. I was getting both sides. So
this nigga Clue, like, I mean, not Clue, Who Kid, it made perfect sense for him and 50 Cent to click up or whatever and start going crazy with the mixtape because they were pretty much on the same type of time, just in a different way. You know what I mean? So it was a good fit.
And you know, back then they had that weird shit with, you know, with the Jay-Z shit, the beef in the club.
You don't know about that.
Yeah, all the rumors and all that.
I thought for some reason I thought you got kidnapped in front of Loud Records or something.
Nah, I was in Apollo and in the cul-de-sac. But look, we gotta get to your part. So I finally get, like, I guess he told me you're cool, and then the next tape, you're gonna say fuck Jay-Z in the intro. I was like, whatever you want, as long as I get out of here. As long as I get out of here, whatever you want, man. Because he was like, so in my head, I'm like, you know what? This might be like my Kaalistic moment. Like maybe, because I was just dropping tapes. I wasn't like famous like that. So this might be like, so I'm chilling and shit. And then I told my boy, like, you know, this nigga wants me to like diss Jay-Z in the intro and all that shit. So he probably lets me out, but he tells me, give me 5 minutes to leave, you know, and then you could leave. Yeah. So I told him, like how he told me 5 minutes. I get in the car, I didn't even tell my boys what happened with the guns or nothing, because I don't want
nothing to happen. Niggas like, what, nigga?
I was like, nah, everything's good, everything's good. Like, I'm looking crazy. And then I just start driving while they're driving. Then the van stopped again. And then the Puerto Rican nigga comes, I was like, yo, just give us like 5. I was like, oh shit. So I reversed the shit. Fucked up my shit in the dumpster, like, you know, when you reverse someone. So my boy's like, you all right? I was like, I'm all right, everything's good. So, but this is nothing. He leaves, right? So let's say 2-3 more minutes, 2 other vans like come out the side. Like, so that means let's say if I was that nigga, like that would shoot back or whatever, he had
other niggas.
Pun had niggas that was ready to shoot the niggas I had. It's like, yeah, like I see like 2 4-runners. You know, when you see a 4-runner, you dying back then. It was only Jamaicans and killers had 4-runners back then. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, look, goddamn Toyota 4-runners, the Jeep Grand Cherokees, and the Land Cruisers. You see a squad of niggas jumping out of that shit, boy. You know what I'm saying? And they look the part and all that. Beware, bro. Like that was definitely the gangster ride around and shit. And then I remember everybody, like, if you were real bougie, you know, niggas love Lincoln Navigators and all that shit. Like some shit just looked super sweet. But that shit crazy.
PVs too.
PV, you out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh my God, these guys are like well organized. Like, it was crazy. So the thing in the thing, when he told me about the tape and everything, he was like, yo, I honestly thought you were Clue because you never showed your face. Like, your name is Who Kid. We didn't know who you were. Like, who is this kid? So they were like, yo, if we didn't kidnap you today, we were gonna get Clue a Monday night mixtape. I never really told you this shit. Yo, this shit's crazy. Yeah. Because they thought Who Kid was this nigga, like putting shit out, disses and everything, and then he's just like
Yeah, so look, like I explained to y'all with the whole Carvin shit, right? So that whole beef or whatever was between Rockefeller and Jay-Z, Sauce Money was still associated with Rockefeller Heavy and all that. And Clue was the DJ for Rockefeller. So they probably did think at the time, because Who Kid wasn't that known, they probably did think that, bro, you know what I mean, Clue just had some alter, like some DJ alter ego or some shit. And then they were gonna push up on Clue. So if Who Kid didn't show up, Who Kid saved Clue from being kidnapped. That's what we call this segment. This shit is crazy. Like, If he didn't show up trying to get that money, or if he wasn't greedy and got the manager, like it would have been crazy. But that's wild. That's wild as hell. Yo, this shit.
The ghost, he has a ghost tape out. He was like, yo, we're gonna get this nigga Clue on Monday when he comes out the station. I was
They was getting so big funny.
Bro, I was like, oh, because you were Jay-Z's DJ, so they were like,
but listen, I was always cool with Macho and Fat Joe, so I don't see that vision, but I mean, it ain't the guy.
well, Pun, I don't know if Pun was like the same with Macho and these guys, but the nigga was like, yo, we honestly thought, because they were like trying to figure out who I was. My face was nowhere. You know, so I was leaking, going crazy. Like, even N.O.R.E was looking for me. Project, everybody, you know, back then, everybody was trying to kill you. And then now everybody loves you. Kids up, or you blew their career up. Think about us, like, you know, they wanted to kill us in the beginning. But now it's like, you know, now
you got
like,
the influence, you got the power.
What about
So, all right, that's the Who Kid kidnapping and shit, right? Now we're gonna get into. So I told y'all the whole thing or whatever with, you know, that happened at Carbon and all that. This is the clip of Big Pun, rest in peace, speaking on the Jay-Z. Well, he takes a shot at Jay-Z. Short clip.
For the bag of nickels. Yo, Prospect, what's up? What's up, bro? Yo, why you niggas are fucking thinking fucking Bronx niggas? Nah, nothing. Brooklyn niggas is hardcore. Except for Jay-Z. Brooklyn niggas is hardcore.
He said Brooklyn niggas is hardcore except for Jay-Z and them niggas. This is all after the shit. That nigga in the back of the limo and you know what I mean, they doing a little thing. I ain't take a little limo ride. I know everybody be like on their Maybach shit, but the limo is fun, nigga. You got room back there, you get the little bar and all that. You know what I mean? Shit, you find one that's cool, tip them a little extra and shit like that. You can burn it down back there. That shit is a little cold, hit in the corner. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyway.
Surrounded by 90 of them the other day. Yeah. I'll battle you all. For the trust.
All right, so now we're gonna get into Cuban Link giving account of the story. So this should say Cuban Link on Big Pun chasing Jay-Z, Rockefeller brawl, kidnapping of Who Kid.
There's allegedly a version of Ethan
chasing it. I think the thing where
there's a
so yeah, there was a story. So there was another story during the beef or whatever that was alleged that Big Pun had like chased Jay-Z around the couch. Now I always thought that this story was funny when I first heard it because just imagine a 600-pound nigga chasing you. And then it's like, I think I would have ran out the room. Like what 50 said in the thing, like shit, I robbed a gun with a I robbed Pun with a gun and run. That nigga 600 pounds, how you gonna catch me, son, or 400 pounds, some shit. But yeah, like anyway, I just always thought like the visual of that. Thank God, like with Jay, if that shit really happened, we're gonna find it. I mean, we don't know. Just because he said it doesn't necessarily happen. But just imagine if that shit would have got caught on like camera phone or something like that. Like a 500 to 600-pound man chasing Jay-Z like tall ass all around the couch or some shit. Let's see what Cuban got to say about this shit.
And I'm reading this right now. Now you can tell me whether it's true or not. But there's supposedly a line that Nas said, that he said, "Call yourself a gangster, but you were begging for pardon that night in Carbon when Terror Squad flipped on your squadron, tried to front on their checks till Pun put a gun to your chest.
Nah, the gun ain't true. Pun had a Rambo. I was there, so I was one of the dudes throwing bottles at them. So
there was a fight between Terror Squad and.
Well, yeah, it was a situation. Yeah, it was a situation where one of the Terror Squad associates had hired Jay-Z to come and do a show at Carbon's. I think it was 15 Stacks. Memphis Bleak was there. The whole Rockefeller was there. And it was love. It was all in the VIP. It was love. We was gonna wait till Jay-Z come out. I thought that was gonna be like a nice little, come together. For some reason, Jay-Z end up welching, not coming out, or saying, yo, it's too little for money. The Terror Squad associate started arguing with Memphis Bleak and them, whatever. So next thing you know, what happened in that room, all I know later on, it was like Memphis Bleak and his people hit the nigga with a bottle on his head. So now Terror Squad associate.
Okay. So the promoter gets into it with Memphis Bleak and them over Jay not wanting to go on for whatever the discrepancy. So Rockefeller, somebody from Rockefeller Bleak or somebody from Rockefeller end up hitting him with a bottle. So that actually happened. Because the nigga on the opposite side is saying that happened to somebody on his side. So we kind of take that and say that it's factual. Because normally you have to say, oh, that didn't happen. So, let's keep.
He comes and he walks back to the VIP where we all at, bleeding. He said, yo, twin, they flipped on me. Once that happened, it was a wrap. You got crew, we both in the VIP, so now we flipping on, Pun, he pull out a Rambo knife. I'm on top of the bar flinging bottles, niggas is swinging, R&S niggas is beating up niggas over there. So we just started wilding because we seen that. We actually seen one of our people bleeding and them saying it was one of them. But Jay-Z being there, I don't recall him being there. But I was always, I was by the bar anyway, so maybe he was there and he exited early. But I didn't see him in there, but he was supposed to perform.
Okay, was Dame Dash or Biggs or anyone else in there?
Don't recall him either in there. All I remember was Bleak. Bleak was in there, and the whole Rockefeller, the street niggas, and other artists. But I don't know, like Beanie and them. I don't know at that time if we was there or not. But I know we got busy. We got busy.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty sure Beanie wasn't there, because y'all know how Matt gave it up. That shit probably would have went way left. And I'm not just saying this Terror Squad. What I'm saying is that nigga Matt might have escalated that situation to the point where it would have been way crazy. And they would have had to get down in a whole different manner and say, that nigga was on go. It's too many stories about him.
To the point that they all exited the side door and left. And some of us were still chasing shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to say the truth. The truth get niggas in trouble nowadays, but that was just the truth.
Now, wasn't there a Sauce Money diss record towards you guys?
And that was the main thing. Yeah, that was another thing. That's a story that goes with me hearing it. It was a mixtape record. Sauce Money did a record, said something about you fat two niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it was indirect to Pun and Joe. Joe and Pun was mad. I knew about it because they told me. I heard the record with them. So then I go to DMX's listening party by myself, and Jay-Z's there. So at the end of everything, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z pulls me to the side and tells me, yo, Q, you tell your mans in them that record wasn't for them, man, you heard? And I go, I don't even know what's going on, my nigga, but they feel a certain way about it, you know what I'm saying? I heard it, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, tell him it's nothing like that, man. Tell him it's nothing like that. So I said, I'll tell him. He gave me that, and then, I went and told him there was nothing, you know what I'm saying? but they still felt that way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now I think Who Kid had told the story before, where I guess Who Kid put the Sauce Money record on one of his mixtapes.
Then they put him in a van.
Yeah, Big
Pun,
Pun.
the Luke tour, and I think they had a meeting with him in a room. And they told him, "Yo, let me talk to you for a minute." And just Pun told me he was chasing him around the couch, like, you know, Pun started wilding. You know, I remember how Pun used to get with the psycho shit. Back and told me that, and my brother wouldn't lie to me. He came back and said, "Yo, we had that nigga running. We had him running around the room."
Where they chased Jay-Z around the couch. And Big Pun basically kidnapped.
Yeah, it was more known to do that. Known to do that.
Okay,
I wasn't there for that one, but I believe that.
Okay, so you weren't involved in any of that?
Nah, I wasn't involved in none of that. I wasn't involved for that one. Now I was in Chicago when they came out the room and they chased Jay-Z around the couch. You know, that Pun and Joe came back and told me that, and my brother wouldn't lie to me. He came back and said, "Yo, we had that nigga running. We had him running around the room."
They chased Jay-Z around the couch.
Yeah, that's what. When I was there at the tour, that they you know, I think it was Chicago if I'm not mistaken, the Luke tour, and I think they had a meeting with him in a room. They told him, "Yo, let me talk to you for a minute." And just Pun told me he was chasing him around the couch, like, you know, Pun started wilding. You know, I remember how Pun used to get with the psycho shit, with the demons. He used to scare everybody with that shit. Like the demon shit that he's in him. So I know how I get. So he said, you know, that Jay was like running around the couch and said, "Yo, I didn't mean that like that." You know, whatever. No punches were thrown at that time, but you know, that's the story.
My nigga. How is it? You must have had somebody, if that happened, you must have had somebody block the door, bro, because I'm gonna, like, if a person is that big and they're chasing me, I'm gonna run. Like, if I run, I'm gonna just run to the point where, like, I know this nigga can't keep up or he's gonna pass out. Like, maybe his homies just chased me or something, but I don't know, dog. Like, that shit is just a funny ass visual. Cause I'm thinking about Pun big ass, like, really chasing that hole around a couch in like a room that. And I'm thinking if it's like one of them small backstage rooms, like Pun is probably the size of on the path.
My brother told me, so I go with it.
I mean, I think I would run if Big Pun started chasing me around the room. I mean, that's a
Exactly.
big
Two
motherfucker
niggas
right
too,
there.
because Joe was dead.
Now, at one point, you know, this is before the whole face cutting incident, but you actually got stabbed before that?
That was before my rapping career started. That was the reason. I got stabbed when I was 18 in a strip club. You know, Tony Sunshine. And, you know, we knew each other when he was R&B. He was a little homie from
a friend of mine.
Joe, JGB. Yeah, so in the midst of all of this, Fat Joe had actually ended up. Hold on, let me go there.
The hardest.
So this is Fat Joe on the I Am Athlete podcast, talking about how, you know, even like, I guess prior to the beef, that he was jealous of Jay-Z. Like, a lot of people have had this narrative that Fat Joe felt like Jay-Z was he was perpetrating, like he wasn't really, you know, about what he was rapping about. You know what I mean? That was a for real thing back in the day, whatever and shit. Not so much now. This is Joe talking about how he was actually jealous of Jay-Z at one point, and I guess that's where the animosity came from. So let's get into what Joe talking about.
jealousy involved. You know what I'm saying? The man was always winning. I might have been a little jealous. I'm gonna be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? He won at everything. He had the baddest chick in the world.
Who's he?
was making
You talking about
Jay-Z.
who?
He's talking about the Rucker thing.
Yeah, the basketball.
And he was just winning
I
so
don't know.
much. And so what Joe had carved out was so I always had the streets, no matter who I had beef with, whoever. If I had beef with 50 Cent, he knew the streets was me. Anybody who had a problem with me, they knew this guy runs the streets. Anywhere. From Miami to New York to LA to Philly to Chicago to anywhere. We dead serious in the streets. Right? And so the Ruckus part of the streets.
Right.
That was the street, summertime. And out of nowhere, here come this guy after I win 5 chips in a row. He wants a team. I'm like, God damn, man, he won everything. He walking in the games, Beyonce, Puffy doing the dance in the middle of the court. I'm like, what the f is this? They rolling up in fucking professional tour buses and shit.
Bron was about to play with him too, though.
LeBron was playing with him.
He got LeBron to play with him.
And it's like, and I said, damn, man, this man got all the money, the hottest chick. He the biggest in the game. I got the little street tournament. And the man coming in this. And so it was a little bit of jealousy, even though my team was dead ass for real. And we would have beat him.
Right.
I'm telling you the truth, we would have beat him. We had
Marbury,
we had Carmelo Anthony in the hotel at their prime. So, it's all a movie. Halftime, I had AI and Mike Bibby in the hotel that was coming over at halftime to walk in the game at halftime. AI at his prime, Mike Bibby at his prime. We had Al Hamilton, we had Zach Randolph on the court, Steph Marbury. We came with the mob. Like we was in there, Carmelo, we was mobbed up. So we came to the game. You know what I'm saying? But my team, I had too much faith. Kareem Reed, my whole crew. So what happened was the day we supposed to play, the blackout hit.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
New York. That's happened since 1977. Right?
It's blackout.
And a blackout, no power.
God said we can't let this game go down. It's too many games.
It's
Jay-Z,
100.
it's Joe.
It's 100 degrees. So everybody using the ACs, the whole New York City shut out. No light.
Damn. Yeah, that was that whole shit. Even the lean back to, I don't really want to talk about the Rucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was like that whole 03. Because actually, it wasn't that game, but that summer that I was like down in Atlanta or whatever and shit. I believe that's when I started. I bought Pressure, the dude named Pressure on Colonial Court, right behind the polo grounds and shit. I had brought him into the little music shit I was doing. And we was at that game, and that's where I realized that, oh shit, niggas is getting put up on Jeezy up here. Because they were passing out the streets watching mixtape because he had already done the Def Jam deal. And then he got the Trap and Die shit. Like by the time I got back to Atlanta from my little trip, back home, you know what I mean? That's what it was. So yeah, that was that song and that shit. Sure.
Right, and I honestly, I'm with you. I think some violence would have went down if that game would have went down. Because he was on it. He was on it, and and they not punks, they on it too. So now the only thing that worked is the radio. And so what made it more tense was that the radio worked. So Funkmaster Flex was on Hot 97 and Jay-Z. Because till that point, it wasn't like violence. Jay-Z, Jay-Z, OG1, Steve Stout, they went on the radio. And they was talking crazy. So now, forget the Rucker, the whole city, all they could do is listen to the radio. They told me, yo, we gonna take him out. This guy, they get me. And I'm like, oh no, now this ain't just ball. We coming on some bullshit. Like we okay, really? So and then Shaq got on the radio and said he was gonna pull back. I said, Shaq, I'm gonna break your ankles, man. You ain't coming in that park. I'm gonna fix you. I'll tell you the story. A friend of mine invited me to the Heat game. So he said, yo, I got courtside. You wanna come? I said, yeah. So when I show up, he did the same thing to OG1. Now, OG1 is Jay-Z's
Main man.
best friend.
That's right, main man.
So now I'm stuck in the seat with Juan. He loved basketball, and I love basketball. And the next thing you know, we start joking, talking this, that. He never talked to me because of Jay-Z.
Right.
You know, so we start joking, this and that. And the next thing I know, I went to a Michael Jordan party, All-Star Weekend, and Prince was performing that night. And so we in there, you know, everybody in there.
Hov there?
Hov is there.
Okay.
I didn't know he was there, right? So I'm up in there, everybody in there. Michael Jordan, he iced out. It was a movie, right? So, and so we in there, and out of nowhere, I went to use the bathroom. And when I came out the bathroom, somebody just jumped on my back and gave me like a big bear hug.
Okay.
And when I turned around, it was Hov.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. After that, his whole crew was like, Greg, yo, this. And it was like,
They couldn't wait to do it too.
We've been brothers ever since.
Yeah. Right.
Real brothers.
All right. So that's pretty much Joe's take, you know, a little jealousy. Interestingly enough, the guy who made Jealous One Still Envy. He was a little jealous, you know what I mean? Damn, I thought it was later than it actually was. We still got a whole. Oh no, wait. Yeah. About that time. I don't know why the fuck I'm tripping today, but yeah, so that's pretty much the thing. So we figured out what really led up to Who Kid getting Who Kidnapped. You know what I mean? Like, he played the Source Money record that came out after the whole Carbon incident, where, you know, bottles were thrown, Rambo knives were pulled, etc., etc. Another wild ass story or whatever about Pun. Like, you know, there's another story about Pun where supposedly he had somebody throw a nigga, like, speaking of the Apollo where he kidnapped Who Kid at. They say that Pun had somebody tossed from like the balcony section of the Apollo, and like they fell like on the stage. That's a long ass drop, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's crazy. Like, Pun got some legendary shit in the Apollo or whatever and shit in Harlem. Be a Bronx nigga. You know, it's all uptown shit. But yeah, that's how that went, man. You know, might do a deeper dive, you know what I mean, go into some of the lyrics and everything like that, see if it's any connecting dots that I missed. And yeah, you know, Friday, end of the week, yeah, it's probably the second full week or third full week. Yeah, this would be the third full week. So we did 3, like we started in the middle or whatever and shit. That was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So episode 1 through 3. And then, you know, we do 5 days a week or whatever and shit. So 15 on top of that 3 or whatever and shit, 3 weeks. Running. You know what I mean? Consistency leads to victory. But yeah, that's all the time we got for today, man. You know, we did good. Started on time. You know what I mean? The music play and all that. And yeah, now we're about to wrap it up. The weekend is upon us. I'll have some more clips dropping throughout the weekend. Got a lot to hit y'all with. And yeah, man, until next time, you know what I mean? Monday. I'll see y'all Monday. Hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that notification bell. It's really my content. And as always, man, stay dangerous, but you can be safe. It's your boy Daylight TV.